What's up? What's up? What's up? What is going on? Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's show is going to be a lot of fun. And we're going to have great conversations. We have two co-hosts. I have a co-host and a guest here who, for some, needs no introduction. But I also want to start out and just say, I'm super happy. You guys might notice that there is a logo in the bottom of the screen for Cooper and Hunter. Cooper and Hunter is a manufacturer, distributor, wholesaler of HVAC products, ductless, mini splits, residential, commercial. They are also the sponsor of the New York Yankees. So very, very cool. I'm really, really happy to have them as a sponsor. I have a really cool little relationship with them, and I'm super happy that they became the first official sponsor of this podcast. They have local distribution, they have nationally, and I'm just super happy that they decided to come on board and become a sponsor. I have a little video I'm gonna show later, which is just super cool. They have a super cool website, by the way. If you go to their website, very, very, very cool website. I'm like, unlike others, I mean, it's really interactive. Their videos are really cool. So, and they're really making a push in the industry. So very, very cool. Okay. So without further ado, I will bring on what's up, Johnny boy?
Yo,
Johnny.
Good to be back, my man. Good to be back.
Johnny boy, Johnny.
How's everyone doing?
How you doing, Mr. Johnny? How are you?
I'm great. You know what's awesome?
What's that?
One thing I've never heard any host of any podcast or radio show or anything ever say is like, hey, my sponsor's website is really shitty.
Yeah.
I never heard that.
You know what, though? I would say that, though, if it was true.
You would probably just not say that.
I might actually be like, I don't really know. The website's really not great. They're really sort of a crappy.
They're a great company. They website not so much.
Yeah,
and I'm not saying that about your guys. I'm just fucking.
They're great. Also, one of the things
they're cool.
They're cool. It's actually interesting. Cooper. I was talking to them. They have a new product line coming out. One of the things they were talking about was they have you can still buy their R410A stuff. So they're like, just go and buy it. And obviously it's going to be less money because it's R410A stuff. So
it's not less money. Less money than the new equipment. I'm sorry.
Than the new equipment. Okay. Yeah.
I'm sorry. No, I thought you were saying it's discounted or no.
So before we bring on our guest here,
no discounting anything.
Do you want to preface anything before we bring on our guest here?
Do you
want to preface it?
I mean, I don't know. He can't hear us. He can't hear us. So I don't.
He can hear us.
Oh, that's right.
He just can't. He just can't chime in. He's in the green room over here.
Yeah. So this is right. So we've been talking about trying to get him on since you started.
Yeah, we've been back and forth. We went back and forth
I've been texting him, telling him he's an idiot. Get on. You've been talking to him, and we've been excited to have him on. So that part super cool. Dude's hilarious. This is going to be awesome. But on the serious note of it, he is the American dream, right? He is Ellis Island's Streets of Gold. This man has come here and done incredible things and reached the heights that he dreamed of. And that's what this was all about, right? So that's a really cool story. I'm super excited to get into that with him. And I'm sure you feel the same way. And then obviously we'll get into some stuff.
I don't feel the same. I don't feel the same way.
You don't. You're actually disappointed. You're sad that you actually have this guy coming on.
I don't have to feel
You're the one that's been putting it off, not him. We kept blaming him, but you were lying to me the whole time. You're like, this guy sucks.
No, it's just one of those things, man. I've been doing a lot of episodes. You know what? Let's ask him. What do you think? Helmi, are you the American dream, Helmi? Is that you?
I'm not the American dream. I'm just that guy.
Right? You're just an immigrant that came over here and built yourself up to incredible heights. That's all.
That some time ago. Yeah. I remember when I was a kid, really, was it like 24 years old, all right? Born and raised in Africa, just finish up school, doing automation system for a software, and I decided to take a vacation. That was August 27, 1998. I went to, back in the days, you can't buy an airline ticket online. There is nothing online. You go into, to a travel agency and you ask, I need to get a ticket. Where you want to go? To the U.S. Well, when you want to go? Tomorrow. Perfect. We got a flight to Kansas or a flight to L.A. I'm like, Kansas? I never heard about Kansas, right? Los Angeles. I remember, what was that movie with Pamela Anderson on it?
Pamela and Tommy.
The
Borat?
Baywatch or something like that, right?
Oh, different movie.
Yeah, the series. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, sure, I go there. Yeah, that was August 28, 1998. Showed up to Los Angeles, got $700 with me. I thought I was rich. It didn't last 2 days. Yeah, that was a long time. Yeah, was it like 27 years now?
But you bust tables, bro. I remember this. You were like, dude, and you got like no shame in it. You're like, bro, you came here. You're like, you didn't speak the language, or maybe you didn't know it fully, right? You weren't fluent in language, right?
No, I don't know anything about English. Really, I don't know anything about English. You tell me go F yourself, I tell you thank you, because I have no idea what you're doing. Right. And yeah, I started busting table. I have, masters in automation system, writing codes and all that good stuff. But I wasn't planning to stay here. All right. I just, the $700 ran out. All right. And, and then I saw this. I'm from Tunisia, like North Africa. And I saw this Tunisian restaurant. And I'm like, yeah, I must go in there and take a look, what's going on. Give me like a couple of weeks of money or some. Yep. A week into it, I met this blonde woman, all right, or blonde girl back in the days, right? And, we don't have any blondes in Africa. Yeah, what is it, 25 years later now, we just celebrated our 25th anniversary. Yeah.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah. That was fun. That was really fun.
Match made in heaven.
I see in the title here, Coming to America. I was laughing.
I just thought it was funny.
I love America.
I just thought it was a funny title. So you came over here, you're bussing tables, and you meet this woman and you fall in love and you get married, and then so you were working for, you ended up how long was it before you started working for the home services software company?
What is it, like 4 or 5 months later, I joined in with a software company, and because I know how to write codes, I was really, really good at it, right? I decided, I went to the software company and worked for them, and happened to be a CRM for the home service company, plumbing, heating, cooling, and electric, and my mentor, George Brazil in Phoenix, was my client. All right. So I go for this guy, doesn't even speak English, but, software, you don't really need to speak English. All right. And writing code for him. And to write codes, I have to understand what he needs to use it for. And I start learning billable hour efficiency and flat rate books. And, I worked there for from 90, let's say beginning of 99 till 2005. And then in 2005, I moved to work in Jersey as a general manager of a company, and I did very, very well there. I was mentored by 3 guys, Adam, Rob, and Mike. They were really good to me. They helped me a lot. They taught me everything I know. And without them, I will never be here.
So how did you get from How did you find that the original tech company, right? The one you were writing the codes for.
Yeah.
And then how did you get recruited into? Do you care if we say the name, Everett? Does it even matter? Or does Helmi care?
I don't care.
Whatever. Okay. How did you get recruited into Gold Medal? Right?
I
How did you
was-
get recruited into the other company? And how
John,
did you get
move over to your right a little bit.
Yeah, John, come on. Move to your
there? That's
yeah, so-
that's my left. That's my left.
Yeah.
But I knew why you were saying it.
Yeah, so back in the days when I was dating this blonde chick, all right, all right, she has a family member that she has a software company they just started, and jumped in there to help, and I really loved the trade. I loved, I love you write the code and you see how it works, and and then from there, I become really good at it. And Gold Medal was one of my clients, and and they offered me to move to New Jersey and become the GM of the company, and it was a great opportunity for me. And still till today, I love the opportunity, and that's what made me what I am now.
That is a crazy chance for them to take, right? Like
I
I'm
know.
going to recruit some software guy, some code writer, pencil pusher, right? Like pocket square dude, and I'm going to make him the GM of my company.
Yeah.
But it was like 7 years into the software, though. It's just not.
I
But
get it,
also
that's wild.
if you've had conversations with Micah Gugliaro, who's a maniac, I had him on the show, and he actually said, like, he's one of those people that doesn't care where you come from, because he just recognizes like smart, like talented people, and that's just like his thing. He doesn't care like whether you from the trades, not from the trades, doesn't make a difference to him. Man, he's a whack job. I love him. He's like crazy.
Yeah.
Right. And Everett, that's cool. That
Hey,
works.
Dan,
but
what's going
to
on?
go straight to GM, right? To go straight to GM, that's wild.
Y-
And it's awesome.
yeah.
It worked out.
But that's on
But-
Helmi too. Helmi probably bulldozed his way into that, like he does everything else in life. So
Yeah.
he
go,
did.
Go make me a coffee.
Okay, ready for this? So the funniest part about it was I met this guy. His name, I hope to God that he listens to this podcast in some sort of way, or he sees it. I haven't seen him in years. I haven't heard from him in years. We worked together at Meyer and Depew, and his name is Sean Rutledge. And Sean was a dispatcher at Gold Medal.
Sean Ruffing.
Sean Ruffing, yes.
Yeah.
He was a dispatcher, and I met him, and he was like a go-getter, and I was like, oh dude, this guy's awesome, and train him how to do sales, all this kind of stuff, right? And he ends up he's like telling me, he's like, dude, he's like, I learned so much from this dude. His name, dude, he's from Tunisia. You got to listen to this guy. He's like the weirdest accent, but it's like the coolest thing. He like, the guy can walk into anybody's house and he can basically like look. He's like, bro, okay, funny thing, no joke, okay.
Brother.
I had this guy. This is a true story, because Helmi was my manager at the time, right? I had this guy. I went out to his house. He's like arguing over the price of everything, like over and over and over again. We were doing like BPI business or whatever it was, right? And then like I remember like I didn't sell it or whatever, but like Helmi gets on the phone with this guy, and the guy's like blah 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 blah. And Helmi goes, hey, let me ask you something, okay? Dude, what do you do for a living? And the guy goes, oh, I'm a this, I'm a that, I'm a software this, I'm a that, I'm a this. He's like, okay, let me ask you, how much do you make an hour? he goes, oh, I make $150 an hour if you really calculate it out. He's like, okay, so you make this, right? He's like, so what you're saying, what if I went to your job and I asked you to do it? I'm like, okay, I want you to do the professional job that you are, but I want to give you $30 an hour. I think the guy went forward.
That sounds like something I would say.
Yeah, it's 100% something you would say.
Yeah, I'm really blessed to have the right people helping me and mentoring me, and really I'm so grateful. Me, Everett, Johnny, we work together. You guys are helped me throughout this road as well.
You too, man. You too. Hey,
I don't think I helped. I mean, I kind of helped you here. And here's my opinion. Here's my impression of follow up with Helmi. Everett, come to the office right now. Okay. I go to the
No, I'll say right now and say, please.
come to the office right now. We have to sit down. We have to do the follow-up. Okay, fine. Sit down. What's going on with this job? The guy didn't buy. What about this one? The guy didn't buy. What about this one? The guy didn't buy. Okay, hold on. He really right there. Hey, Mr. John, Mr. Jones, when are we coming to do the install at your house? This is your service company. When do we come to do the install?
Savage. He's fucking savage.
It would work too. And he'd send me on my way. He'd go,
I mean, you have to assume the sell, right?
Helmi, we did a lot of business.
Of course.
We did a lot of business, bro.
Assume the sell. You really have to assume the sell, and you have to ask him when you want to get it done. You don't have to talk about pricing and back and forth. You just ask him when you want to get it done, and
that's
get
it.
it done. Yeah.
Yeah,
There it is. What day works for you?
Yeah.
Yeah. What day works for you? Tuesday or Wednesday?
Yeah. It's that
Thursday,
kind of.
It's not gonna happen. That's not part of it. It's Tuesday or Wednesday.
So how did you end up? So yeah, I love the follow up with you is fantastic. And then like always sending me on my way. Like, no, this is my cousin. Go see him. Like, it's not really your cousin, but you like, I'd say, oh, Helmi's your cousin. Like, who? Yeah, no, he's my cousin. He's my cousin.
He did. He would set us up all the time.
Yeah. He's my cousin. Kevin says Helmi always would tell you how it was for stuff. No sugarcoating.
Sugar.
Yeah. Kevin, absolutely. Like, dude, Helmi would just, I'm sure he's still doing that. So, all right. So you move along your journey and you start, you got a couple stops along the way and you start this, you start Guaranteed Service, which has been around now for a while. Now you got a new building, right?
Yeah, we started Guaranteed Service almost 7 years ago. Yep.
Crazy.
Congratulations, man. 7 years. Like you've hit a threshold, right? That first 5 years.
Yeah, we 7 years ago we got 81 employees now.
81 employees, man. I can't even imagine. You have like nightmares, like you have sweats, like you wake up in the middle of the night sweating, like.
No, not really. I swear I don't. I was sweating when I was like 10 guys in the field, right? Now we got like 61 trucks in the field. I don't sweat anymore. I think the sweat just passed, I Joe Rivera, he's our sales manager. He does fantastic job. You know Joe, right?
You've always loved Joe.
Yeah, Joe is great. He motivates the guys, and
Joe's episode was really good.
Yeah. And I see Lauren here popped in.
Lauren said, "Hi, Helmi and Everett. I love this. Yes, yeah. we're having a reunion, Lauren.
Yeah,
whatever, Lauren.
Lauren is my chief.
Have a great night.
Yep, and she's the most loyal person in the world. There is nobody better than her. I guarantee you that. I'm really blessed to have the right people, and I love everybody here. I love 81 of them.
That's amazing. That's good for you, man. I know you fought for a long time for it. There's a lot of people. What's up, Gil? HVAC Uncensored popping in saying, what's up? By the way, Helmi, HVAC Uncensored, he has a podcast that has like, I don't know, he's got like 4 million downloads at this point in time. But I know you fought for it for like a really long time. And one thing that comes to mind, like you always, like, you had that vision. You were like, I know I have a vision of what what kind of company I want and what I want to do. And obviously you had, Adam as a partner, and I was like, it was just a matter of time of putting the pieces together. And so like, I'm trying to think like so how long do you think it took, like years wise, like for you to like actually, do you think that you put all the pieces together and then you were finally like, okay, cool. Like, boom, like it's time. Like how long before you thought like true inception of the idea to like fruition of actually starting it?
That's a really good question. So I, before I started the business, I did my due diligence, right? I got guaranteedservice.com is one of the best domains. You got 1-800-GUARANTEED is our phone number. So I did all of that for brand, all right, to get the brand right. My first 6 months, we did $3.7 million in the first 6 months, right? And we just keep growing, all right? Last year, we did $22 million in 6 years in business.
Hmm.
And so I literally, I'm honestly, the hardest part, I think maybe the first 6 months. Last year is the easiest. This year is going to be a lot much easier. And it's not about me. It's all about the people here. Or I honestly, I don't really do nothing. All right, they just sometimes they think the office will work
You don't-
much if I'm not here.
No more follow up. No more follow up calls.
No, I do the follow up. I love that. I really
You know,
love it.
Helmi, you just said something that was something I just saw yesterday from like a whole leadership group thing that I follow, right? And it was a company's focus should not be customer satisfaction. It should be employee satisfaction, because a satisfied employee is going to take care of your customers.
True,
right?
True. We have 3 wins in the business. They 3 people that has the wins. The employee has to win. The co-worker has to win. The company has to win, and the customer has to win. If the customer is not winning, we're not doing the work.
Are you guys in Nexstar?
Right.
Yeah, I joined Nexstar recently, like last month.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, win, right? Customer wins,
yeah,
you win.
You gotta have to win. Yep, yeah.
Yeah.
And as far as your guys, you gotta have to earn their hearts first before you ask for their hands.
Yes. So, Helmi, let me ask you this: have you had any tough fires? Have you had anybody that you had to let go that was like really tough, and you were like, "Man, this is a tough fire"?
No.
Wow.
Because he's a cold-hearted killer. That's why. Because he's a cold-hearted killer.
By the way, I've asked that to every business owner that I've had on here. This is like episode number 50, by the way. I've had at least 25 to 30 business owners, and every single one of them had some story where it was like the toughest firing. You're the first. I love it. I love the fact that you're the first person did not have a tough firing.
I really don't. I honestly don't. All right. I believe people fire themselves. Their boss, they don't fire them.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
you're probably right.
Yeah, I don't. If you do your job right, and look, when I say do the job right, it's not about numbers. All right, it's about be a team member. Be be part of the team. If you're not part of the team, you're gonna get out. You're gonna go out. The team is gonna leave you.
Absolutely.
What?
Namayab.
Right? What was?
I remember I had one guy last year. I don't know, maybe a little bit hard, but it wasn't. I mean, I convinced him different. Right? It was like 2 days before. I think maybe New Year's Eve or the day before New Year's Eve, and I told him, "Hey, I know it's New Year's Eve coming up pretty soon in a day or two. I don't remember. Maybe it's New Year's Eve." And I said, "Hey, it's just I know you got goals, you got plans for next year, and I just want to make it simple for you. Don't put the company in, as part of your goal." Right? So he really appreciated it. He told me, "Yeah, thank you. Really appreciate it. So don't count on it."
Oh my God! Look at Everett's like, why are you so confused, Everett?
I like
brilliant. It was brilliant.
Yeah. It actually reminded me of a conversation that I had, really a tough conversation that an employer had with me. And this was right before I got into HVAC. And the guy had like a New Zealand accent. And he was like, "Listen, I think you're going to be a really great employee somewhere."
It sounds more Australian.
Come on, dude. Help me.
Kidding.
Let me ask you this. You ran a lot of calls. I know you had a lot of calls. You ran hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of calls, maybe thousands actually, right? What was the craziest story that ever happened to you in the field?
Oh, there is this story one time. So this is years ago, right before I started the business years ago. So I was doing the sales calls for some reason. I'm not sure why, right? But anyway, so they send me for like an hour drive, from South Jersey all the way to North Jersey driving. And I'm going to this guy, I'm looking this customer name, and it was a long name, right? So I just put it in on Google,
So they lived in Parsippany is what you're telling me.
Well, I think it's in Addison, right?
Okay, that checks out also.
This
get out of
is
Parsippany, so I know.
This is my favorite one. So Everett, so I put this name on in Google, all right, and I come to find out this guy is an author, all right, and he has a book, all right, right. So I was listening to the book. I got an hour drive, all right. I was listening to the book. What the book is, I don't even remember what the book.
Did he read it himself?
No. So check this one out. So when I'm going out to the basement, I see the book. I know he wrote the book because I was listening to it. I know chapter 1 and chapter 2, exactly what it says in chapter 1 and 2. And I go in and I'm like, oh, wow, you got this book. I love this book, right? I know he wrote it. I didn't tell him that, right? I love it. I love, how he talks about this and that and this and that and this and that and blah, 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 create that rapport with a guy, right? I don't think I believe I am the only one who loved that book, right? I'm gonna tell you, it's really hard in Edison to sell them one furnace. I end up to sell them 2 systems.
You like my book? Thank you very much.
Thank you. What happened?
My side hurts.
I wrote it.
So how did you figure out? Like,
book.
Did you somehow like Google what the book was about and you?
Yeah. So you can get like a preview in YouTube and all of that stuff, and there is a bunch of online, and you can give you like the first 2 chapters for free, all right, to get you engaged. That's all what I know. So I walked there and just did all of it.
What's the funniest story you've heard from, like, now that you've been running this company, you've guys in the houses all the time. You ever hear some crazy stuff that's happened in the field?
Ever? Do you remember the guy when he went to the bathroom?
Yes. No, we didn't. We intentionally did not tell this story because we said we have to save this one for Helmi.
Oh,
so
God.
We've told this story, by the way, but it was a long.
Tell it?
It was like in the very look. At that point in time, I wasn't anywhere near the reach that I have now, but. We told it on one of your episodes, John, and yeah. So,
but
it would
saved it for Helmi.
No, we would. Yeah, it would be great.
So
look at this. Look who joined the chat. The Bot Father. 2 guys who had a lot to do with my career trajectory. Good to see you both. It's Sean Ruffing. Sean, long time no see, man. Dude, that's
my man.
Crazy. Thanks. Welcome to my podcast. I have you. The episode is Helmi Ben Flah coming to America. We just talked about you. We just talked about you for a little while. Yeah, that's funny. I'm sure Lauren probably sent you the link, dude. Thanks for popping in. That's amazing. Really, dude. That's awesome. So actually,
John, we used to call him one time Mini Me. All right,
Sean was good at everything he did. And he went over to West Jersey. I forget the name of that company, and he crushed it. And he'd been doing well. And I'm glad. Really, really glad.
Yeah.
I feel like I did have an effect in some sort of way. And I'm really happy that I was able to rub off. One thing you saw it on Instagram. Cool. I think I'm live on Instagram. That's funny. But on my podcast page, one thing that Sean said to me, he said that I was the only person that he saw go into a home and I don't do this anymore, but I would literally mirror the person that I was with down to like speech, like patterns and like the way that they would speak. And he's like, bro, I've never seen anybody emulate the person so much. And I didn't even it was sort of unconscious. Subconscious. I didn't even know I was really doing it. Bro, literally talked to Alex Gallo about you two earlier today. Is Alex the one that worked at Gold Medal? I mean, Arctic Air for a while, Sean? Sorry, we're having a conversation. But yeah, I think that was who it was, because he was the install manager over there. That's so funny. But you know what? Getting back to the story of all stories, by the way. Okay, so John has to tell that. John, you have to go into the microphone here because you're a little bit low. John has to start this story, and then we'll let Helmi take over. This is set the stage here. This is the story of all stories.
You go, Johnny.
Okay, fine. Even though it was Everett that came into the office, but so the three of us where we met, we were at the Thumbs Up company back then. Even though Helmi's company is there,
also the Thumbs Up company.
Also the Thumbs Up company, and then you have the other Thumbs Up company, and then there's another Thumbs Up company. There's a few Thumbs Up companies.
I got the bigger thumb.
You have the biggest thumb. Is that where we're at, Helmi? Is that where we're at? We're comparing the size of thumbs now. That's just because you're from Africa. But anyway.
Oh my gosh, I have not laughed this hard.
Oh god. Oh, so it's a normal day. It's a normal day. And Everett goes into the office for paperwork, to turn it in, to make some calls, and storming over, he hears Helmi, brother, come here.
All right, now Helmi,
beckoning with all kinds of urgency.
Helmi, what was your?
Go ahead, Helmi.
What was your perspective?
The big emergency?
Yeah, so this guy, he goes in and he goes in to use the bathroom. I'm not sure why he want to use the bathroom in the customer.
Because he was older. There's an older sales rep.
Bathroom at every customer's house.
There's an older sales rep. Older sales rep went to go use the bathroom at a house.
Yeah, he used the bathroom in a house.
And disgusting.
Disgusting. He wants to take. He's going to take a piss, and he's like going to take a picture of the toilet to show us how nasty the toilet is, while he's taking a piss. So the bottom of his phone, he has his little pee in it.
Oh no! But no.
You didn't even realize it.
And you show it to Everett. You're like, Everett, come here. Look.
Yeah.
Look. His fucking dick is in the picture. He sends it to the whole company.
Everyone in the company got a picture. Oh my god,
that was bad.
Everyone got a picture. He didn't even know it. Oh man,
Did anyone ever say anything to Al?
No.
No, and then he asked me to delete it. How am I going to delete it? It's an email. You want to go everywhere.
It's burned into my head.
Thanks for that.
It's literally burned into my head. Hey guys, I got to do real quick. I want to show something here. Like I said earlier, I got bills to pay. Sponsor Cooper and Hunter. They actually sent over a really cool video of the product lines they have rolling out. Really, really cool. We're gonna. Ooh.
Cooper and Hunter's
exciting.
new
It's like a
runs
Disney
efficiently up to 19 SEER 2 with BTU capacity that ranges between 18 to 55,000 for indoor and outdoor units. Compared to a traditional gas furnace, Peak's revolutionary design is ready to step in without a hassle thanks to its adaptive multi-voltage. True high-performance hyper units provide a 100% heating output at -13 degrees. Looking inside the unit, the new M coil is highly efficient and provides a better airflow that reflects in a higher static pressure. Our smart kit is included, giving you access to control your device from the comfort of your phone. Peak stands for powerful, efficient, auto voltage detection, and quiet. To learn more, visit our website or talk to your local distributor. Cooper and Hunter, addicted to comfort.
There you go.
That's a really nice, cool video.
That was a really
That
cool
was-
video, right?
I am so pumped right now. I need peak.
Yeah.
I need
Yeah.
peak in my house. I need some peak. Give it to me.
Oh man,
Damn.
oh man. Hey, so I did tell
Screw
the
my
story before.
furnace.
I don't know if Lauren's still here. There was a call. Do you remember this woman? She we sent her this thing. It was like, oh, there's a government program and there's a rebate and everything else. And she responded, but she didn't respond over the phone. She wrote it in pencil. And then she sent a response with a letter in pencil. Do you remember this?
No.
You don't remember this.
No.
If Lauren's there, she'll remember this. I've told this story before, but
Lauren
again,
remembers everything.
so she sent so the letter goes, dear, thumbs up people, blah blah blah, this, that, the other thing. I'm very interested in this program. I don't have a phone. Come out, visit me. I need somebody to come out here.
Right. Yeah. And you went
I
there.
remember this.
And did she open the house when she was naked or something like that?
No, this woman was out of her mind. Out of her mind. I show up. They went back and forth with like 4 letters. Lauren thought it was hilarious. Finally, absolutely. I don't know what email you're talking about, Lily. I'm here and I was included in that unfortunate email. I will never forget it.
That's Lauren, by the way. That wasn't Lauren.
Oh, Lauren. Oh, sorry. That was Lily. Yes.
That's so dumb.
Yeah, Lauren was included in that email with that Al sent. So I anyway, back and forth, get to the house. She's like, Everett, I need you to run this. I'm like, what is going on here? She's like, go run this. I'm like, okay. I roll up to the house, right? The house is 150 years old. I knock on the door. Okay. I swear to you, this woman just flings open the door and she's like, oh, are you the guy? Are you the guy? Are you the guy with the program with the thing with the I'm like, oh my God, are you fucking kidding me? Right? I'm clutching my multi-tool on I'm pulling out the knife on my multi-tool already. I'm like, all right, this is sirens are going off in my head. Whoop, whoop. I walk in the house. Okay. The house has things all over it that say like baby on board and like these little dolls and all these little things that are like baby this and baby that and that and this, but they're all in the package and it's from like the 1990s. And then I walk through the living room to go downstairs into through the dining room to downstairs. And I see at the table in the corner of my eye, I could see 2 car seats at the table with stuffed animals in them in the car seats. And like they're teddy bears in the car seats. I'm like, that's really weird. Go downstairs. She's going crazy. I don't know what she's saying. The whole basement is wrapped around with little mason jars and glass jars around the entire bottom of the basement, the entire wall. So I go, what's with the mason? What's with the jars? She's like, oh yeah. Me and the babies, when I have the babies, we're gonna plant things. We're gonna plant things in the things, and we're gonna have plants in the things. And I was like, oh really? And then I see this hatch in the basement floor, and I'm like, what is that? I'm like, I have no idea what that is. I'm like, I've never seen it before. There's a hatch next to the boiler. I'm like, this is crazy, right? So I'm grabbing my knife. I'm like, okay, this woman makes the wrong move. I'm like, yeah, let's go upstairs. I'm not trying to keep the peace, right? Go upstairs. I pass by. She has one of these things from a book fair that you see, a book fair. Like those things that open in like a school gymnasium when they do a book fair. And it's opening. I'm like, it's all these kids' books in there. We sit down. This lady starts talking about her neighbors, how she doesn't have a phone, how everybody's out to get her. I'm thinking to myself, like, is somebody upstairs because I'm going to die in this house? She sits down. She's like, I need the government program. There are 2 government programs. There's one government program for one baby, another for another baby. I'm like, no, this woman does not have babies. So I I don't know what I said to get out of there, but it was like, yeah, no, I'll look into that. Absolutely. I'll look into that for you. Sure. And then Lauren, I'll never forgive you for that, by the way. Although it's a good story. I appreciate it. What's up, Phil? I see Phil.
So I gotta go. Hey Phil, what's up, brother? I gotta go back though, because I got some messages. So I just want Peak to know. I need Peak to know that my buddy said that multi-voltage unit has got him rock hard. So good job on the video.
Wow.
So congratulations, Peak. You are stimulating people all over the world.
Go ahead.
I had one of my coworkers responded to the story from Al about Al and the PP in the picture that went to the whole company. They said this reminds me of when Bob, because I'll leave his name out of it. When Bob clogged the customer's toilet. No.
When Bob did what?
My current coworker, we're going to call Bob.
Yeah, Bob.
It reminds me of when Bob clogged the customer's toilet and the customer called into customer service. And the CSR emailed the install list for everyone to see, saying that the customer's calling and wants some sort of compensation for the sales rep clogging their toilet.
Wow. Oh my God.
He took a dump in their house, clogged the toilet, and they were like, yo, you got to take care of this for us. Went to the entire install list, which is every field supervisor, every salesperson, every inside person. Everybody is on the install list.
Why in this day and age somebody would use somebody's bathroom?
Another old guy.
Well, here, Phil has a good answer because I had a big lunch.
I'm guessing he had a big lunch. Yeah, probably ate at a Portuguese restaurant.
You know what? I have a rule. I have a rule that I would never do that, right? But like, there have been a few occasions where it's like, dude, like I don't know what to tell you. Like, it's like when you run 7,000 calls in your career, it's at one of those calls you're not gonna be able to make it. You're just gonna have to say, excuse me.
Oh yeah, I've left. I've had to leave. I've had to listen. After this many years and this many houses, I've had to leave a house. I've had to walk out.
I did. Well, I left the house for 25 minutes and came back and did with no explanation. Went back in and sold it.
He told you, let me think about it. He told her, let me go use the bathroom. I'll be back.
John Clark says, I'm really curious about the Bratz doll color background for Johnny V. Yeah, I'm really curious about that too, by the way. That is a very strange. It might look, I think you have to change your color scheme there. Okay. So Helmi.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So tell us, now that you run a business for a while, what is the biggest failure that you've had?
There we go. How's blue? Is blue better? Is blue who
Blue's better.
Blue better? Okay, good.
What was the biggest failure?
Biggest failure you knew, you're like, shit, I really fucked up. That's the worst thing that happened to me.
Oh man, I do that every day. So you're gonna fail every single time, right? But you take the failure as a lesson, right? So you turn them to a lesson versus a losses, right? When you take that attitude and you turn every failure, every loss to a lesson, then you will learn from it. What did I fail today? Today, Lauren, what did I fail today? There is some processes that you think it's working right and it fails, right? And the reason it fails really because I did not pay attention to it. Most of the failure these days, I think it happens in the marketing side. You think this is a good opportunity and you go all in and you try it first 2-3 months and it doesn't work. And then it's a lesson and you fix it. You just learn from it and you move forward.
It's good. It's interesting.
But honestly, there is failure, I failed more than I succeeded.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, we're working on baseball numbers, right? Like 300 gets you in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, 300 gets you in the Hall of Fame. Yeah. Yeah.
But the failure thing is interesting to me because it's something I fail at is really trying to ingrain that in my children, because I saw an interview one time with the woman who created Spanx. Okay, do you guys know what Spanx is?
Yeah,
you have like wives.
Yoga
you have
pants.
Wives. They're not yoga pants, but yes. And it was an interview with her.
Yes.
They're more to suck you in, right? Whatever, right? But it was an interview with her, and I don't know how I started watching this, but what she said and what was poignant and what stuck with me was that her father would every day not ask her what she did today. He would specifically ask, what did you fail at today? Right? Because we all learn more from our failures than from our successes. And it's difficult, and it's something I really want to do and be better at, is asking my children that question, but they don't like the question, and it's pulling teeth trying to get the answer out of them what they failed at, right? So I fall off of it, so I fail at that for sure. But that's what you're saying, right? Like we learn more from our failures, and so what is it that you failed at? And that's where I got that, and yeah, I love it. It's brilliant.
Yeah, look, you have to take a risk in life and in business, right?
Of course.
And sometimes you're going to fail, all right? You're going to learn from it. You know, to say, you know, baseball, you never steal a second base if you're foot on the first base, right? Right. So you're going to have to take a risk, and sometimes you're going to fail, all right? And when you fail, you're going to learn from it, and you move on. You just don't dwell on it, you know, you just learn from it and you move on.
So from those, let me ask you this. When you look back at your career, when you look back at everything, you look back at building the business, what is your biggest regret? It's the biggest thing you look back on, you say to yourself, you know what, that I feel bad about, or that I wish I did differently.
I want you to take a second and think about that.
I wish if I created processes early in my stage in the business, and the process is designed for $100 million company, not for a smaller company, and you change the process as you go. I wish if I created the process earlier in my days for a gigantic company, and then you follow the process to get you to that gigantic company. What I failed on in the past is created the process for, you know, a 10 guys company, right? And then when you get to 20 guys company, and now you're changing the process, and those guys, they feel like, hey, why are you changing all of this stuff? All right. And then you change it again, and you change it again. I wish if I created a process that for, I don't know, $100 million, $200 million company, and you build and on that, you know, to get to that 200 or whatever $1 million.
But don't you think that evolution is part of the journey, though?
Oh, you know, yeah, yes and no. You learn as you go, but you have to set your goal really too big and too high, and how you get to that goal is, you know, system and processes. And when you design that system and process for a big company, you eventually get to a big company. If you start small and your mind is small, you're going to stuck there.
Yeah. But I guess that is part of the journey. That's part of your journey.
Yeah. So, you know, I don't know, let's say you're starting a small company, and you got like 4 guys, and you don't think you're going to have a sales manager for 4 guys. So you build the process based on 4 guys. All right. And versus building a process in the sales manager and director of sales and all those layers above it, you know, a 10-man company, you don't have those guys, but at least you have the process to build into to get to that point.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't work universally, though, right? Because financially it can't work universally.
It doesn't mean you're going to fill the spots, right? You have those higher hierarchies in the business. Doesn't mean you have every spot is filled in by separate people. You can have one guy playing 5 roles.
Well, I'll tell you more specifically. I'm thinking on like an advertising, on the advertising side, right? Like initially, you're just not going to have the capital, depending on what kind of investments you're getting to start. But a lot of people are just not going to have the capital.
So let me share some with you. All right. When I started the business 6.5 years ago, 7 years ago, I have no money. I got zero. Me, Lauren.
Helmi, you're like Scrooge McDuck. You were swimming in a fucking vault.
A software that has 0 customers on it. my first, I went to the radio company and they told me is $25,000 a month. I get no 25 grand. When the bill is going to be due, 30 days from now, perfect. All right, let's dump in $25,000. I'm hoping to get 10 times the return on it. By then, I will be able to pay it. Right? But I don't have the capital to pay. I mean, if you ask me to write him a check now, I'm like, good luck. You take it, you're going to cost you, I don't know, $5 non-sufficient funds fee.
right. No, look. I mean, there's plenty of there's plenty of business owners that live that way even when they have the money. So it's a thing, sure. But I think that John just brought up something. I mean, you guys see what he's saying over there?
Yeah. So here's the deal. So, and I know a lot about this, and so I've actually worked.
You know a lot about this. You're really big in AI. You're like one of the forefront people.
So this question was with the three.
We have AIs in every single aspect in this business.
Yeah. The question was, how do we feel about using AI on a daily basis to track and listen to reps in the home? Something like Rilla. There's a couple of different programs, and I've actually seen old school guys take this and use it to their advantage. You have to get buy-in from the guys, but go ahead, Helmi, you're using it every day.
We use AIs for in the call center. We have an AI that listens to every single call comes in and grades the CSRs and tell you if it's a bookable call or not bookable call, and gives you your booking rate. We have Rilla in the field. All right. So let's put it this way: when you introduce AI or you introduce any software, anything in the business, remember, is 3 wins to do the work, right? The employee has to win, technician, customer has to win, company has to win. All right. When you're introducing AI, is what's the benefits for them? All right. Let me ask you a question. When you got the company that's going flat or is going down, what's the chances of giving a raise? Almost slim to none. When the company goes up, what's the chances of getting a raise? It's much better than it's flat. Right.
I think you got to have people adapt to it. So here, we got some comments here, and I'm sure you'll respond to them. So first one here is he feels the big dogs with big money have shares in Rilla and are incentivized to pump Rilla. This will assure them a massive exit, which is probably true. Mike McCoy says, John, if you're still in here, I love it. Sales reps here, as long as it's used for you and not against you. My sales calls are recorded and used for coaching and growth. Plus the techs are on board, so it makes it easy to catch a vibe from the convo. It's cut off from the convo the tech has with the customer. It's awkward and you're not completely yourself at first, but you get used to it. Okay, that makes sense. So.
Like drive.
Yes. So John, to answer your question,
I have no idea how I ran my business without Rilla.
Pretty well.
Literally, I have no idea if I would start the business all over again. Rilla would be the first thing I would buy. I mean, there is other software. It just happened to be Rilla.
John says, does the tech get pulled off the road for retraining?
Yeah, we have training every single day.
There you go. Train every day.
Every day. It doesn't have to be in the office. Zoom. Yeah, there is a technician huddle every single morning from 7:30 to 7:45, 15 minutes.
Is that you do that on virtual so the guys can get to their calls like if they're spread out?
Yeah. So back in the days we used to bring them here, and it was like people, they don't want to drive all the way here. All right.
And then if they have a call, 25 minutes. Yeah. I it's funny because so a lot of companies, they talk about this. It's like, bring everybody in, make sure everybody gets in. It's like, okay, well, if your geography is 40 miles this way and 40 miles that way, it's like, it's impossible.
More.
Yeah, you're driving your guys crazy when you have tools that can do it. And I know you want to bring everybody. I think once a week is good. Now, if you're in a small market and you're centered to where the calls are, like you're Columbus, Ohio, sure, have everybody coming in the office in the morning. They can go from there. We had a very small, geographical area with one outfit that I worked for, so it was fine. But if you're spread out, then yeah. So Phil says, why are you so passionate about Rilla?
Because you're going to do a ride along with every single technician. If you have a service manager, they're going to ride along with the technician. He's going to ride along only with him that day. And that technician is going to perform the best that day because his boss is sitting next to him. The next day you leave him alone, you have no idea what he's saying. Now, when you have realized you're riding along with every single technician in the company, they just follow the process.
Michael McCoy says
They have to be in love with it first. They have to understand this is for them to help them.
So you've seen an uptick. Somebody called me and told me that what they were going to do with it was they were actually going to go back and they were going to look for keywords in the call that were missed. And then they were going to have the call center call back and say, hey, by the way, we have the tech there. And, he made mention that you asked about a duct cleaning, but he never actually quoted it for you. Would you like a quote for that? And they're closing business, just going back after requests from the customer that were missed by human error, which is like a little bit strange. Michael McCoy says, no retraining here, just ongoing training. I typically hit 12 key points because I have a process. There has been times where I haven't and nothing was said. They know normally I cover my bases.
That's cool.
Okay, we have a question here, and you know what, Sam, I thank you for asking that. Good evening, everyone. Excuse me. What is Rilla? Rilla is an AI software that basically all the techs or sales reps would have in their pocket, and it's recording the call and it's recording key points that your company wants you to get across to your on a service call or a sales call, depending on the call, right? So it can be customized for a maintenance call, or it can be customized for a repair service call. And then after they're done, it will spit out like a recap, and you can coach and train from that recap. Is that Helmi? You'd say it's pretty good.
Yeah. It's very, and you can ask the Rella, any questions. You go to a call and you would say, did this technician ask for a review?
Okay, so this is interesting. So John's saying it's not to help them; it's to make sure key points are hit on every single call, and if they aren't, the tech gets penalized. So you're looking at it from a negative standpoint, and I'm Switzerland. You're looking at it from a negative standpoint. I think if the company says, okay, these are the 10 things we want to hit, please hit all those 10 things. And guess what? This will lead to success because we know it's proven to be successful, not necessarily like coming down, not like glass half empty, like, oh, you're going to get penalized if you don't do this. I think it's probably tough, honestly, for like old school technicians who just want to fix stuff to adapt to anything like this. John, sorry, man. Get
No. It's cool. I raised my hand while you were speaking. So I just want to talk on this because I don't have any experience with it, right? Like my company doesn't use it. I've never worked for a company that's used it. But how I would feel about this is that, and Michael just sort of touched upon it, right? Is when he just responded to John saying that sounds like a leadership problem. 100%. John is expressing a very distinct leadership problem. And like any technology anywhere, not just in this field, right? It's going to come down to how it's utilized. And if it's utilized the right way and it's utilized as a learning tool or as an opportunity to grab additional because, hey, this guy missed this one thing, right? How many do you make them? If your number is 12, right? Because John or whoever it was pointed out that they have 12 points they're supposed to hit. This guy typically hits 12. This time he hit 11. I don't need to say anything. I don't need to say anything that he hit 10. I need to call that customer back and hit those points. So how are we utilizing the tool? So utilization is always going to be the key to whether or not a tool is beneficial or a deterrent to your company, either for employees or customers or anything else. If you utilize it the right way, you can benefit from any tool that's available to you, and you shouldn't shy away from technology. Just use it the right damn way and you'll grow and people will be okay with it.
I can see people's aspect of like there's a big brother aspect to it, but think about it like this.
Of course, right? 100%. Absolutely. I don't want it. I don't want to have it. But
John,
I also trust my leadership. I don't trust my leadership.
You know, when you have the mindset this company is spying on you, yeah, they will never succeed.
That's what it would be for me.
Yeah, but that's a leadership problem. If you
Yes.
have the mindset that is gonna improve my skills, is gonna help me, all right,
Right.
and then you will use it. I honestly, we have 60 some guys here where there is not a single one of them complain about it. Maybe originally, yeah, but after that, everybody is in. You know, and it's funny when you get guys who say, "Hey, listen to this call, was so great."
Michael says, "I call my boss if I don't close where I lost it or what I could have done differently, and find exactly where you fumbled." Okay, it's amazing.
But Everett,
hold on. Let me ready. I remember you go to a service call. Hey, you go to service call. Oh yeah, I checked it out. Everything's good. And then like companies were like, no. We're going to have a checkbox and we're going to make sure that when you go in and you have a checkbox, and everybody was like, oh, I don't want to do this stupid checkbox. I'm such a good tech. I don't need to do the checkbox. I'm fine without the checkbox. And then it's like, I could tell you right now, like running a company, like having guys out in the field, like I will tell you, like, I want the checkbox because then I can say, okay, Mike Tech was here. He did all this stuff and he checked all these boxes. And you see next to this where he said like, whatever, capacitor weak, dirty filter, whatever it is. So I can show that to the customer. Like, hey, we did this. So I think there's a benefit there too.
Ever read Michael's comment because I want to say, yeah, but.
Well, you just did say, yeah, but.
Yeah. But go ahead.
I read this comment. I call my boss.
No, you did not.
Yes, I did. I call my boss to see where it was lost or what I could have done differently, and it finds exactly where you fumbled. It's amazing.
Yeah, but because Michael, you're only telling your boss the parts that you want to tell your boss, and it might not be intentional. I'm not saying that you're lying to your boss, but you're a human. And you're going to skew it in your favor. So that is super old school.
No. You can't skew it. It records you. It records you, and then it spits out
Everett, he's not talking about Rilla. He's saying he calls his boss and tells him.
Oh. No.
Right?
No. Your manager can read. No, your manager can read the Rilla results.
He's not talking about Rilla.
He's talking about
he's talking about just making a phone call, and saying, "Hey, I didn't."
Ever, let me ask you a question. You've been a sales
Sam
manager
says they should rename it iHelicopter.
iHelicopter. That's fine. Hey, Ever, let me ask you a question. You've been a sales manager and you did sales for a long time, and somebody who comes out and will say, "Hey, Everett, this guy says I want to think about it. How should I answer that?" What do you tell them? Well, guess what? You had 30 minutes conversation before you get to think about it. Can you bring me up to speed first? And I would tell you where you fumble it. All right.
Right.
That conversation you will never have with a technician. He's going to, there is not enough time in the world. He's going to tell you what did he do to get to that part. So that's where Rilla, I'm not sure only Rilla, there is other ones. We're using Rilla as an example. But there is a lot of other software.
Switch to AI. Switch to AI instead of Rilla.
AI.
Yeah, switch. Yeah. Well, we just send robots out.
Everett is not getting paid by Rilla, so from here on out, we should be saying AI.
No,
unless Rilla is going to sponsor.
I should actually reach out to Rilla and have them.
Yeah, but they're not paying you, so screw them.
Hamilton, hey Hamilton. Hamilton says, I think you can also use it in a positive way where you recognize and show positive examples. And
Absolutely.
Hamilton, it does make sense that you would say that because you are a very glass half full kind of guy. So, John Clark, AI can't read the room. That's fair. Can't feel the customer interaction. That's also pretty fair, right? Like body cues, body language, taking it in certain direction,
It'll get there.
And Mike, yeah, hopefully we'll all be gone. Yeah. If it comes, it's going to be like the real world Matrix where like you're not going to know, like Battlestar
Phil
Galactica
just proposed to John Clark.
Yeah, John Clark is like, yeah. And Phil, what is this emoticon you just used right here? It looks like
the helicopter.
Oh, it's a helicopter.
You need
can't.
glasses.
Okay, this is very passionate here.
Prescription.
John Clark says you can't send a tech in, load up on AI to hit key points on a 1-year-old PM and expect success when the install was already done to the max. That's fair, John.
It has nothing to do with money. Why it has to be with money? It has nothing to do with money. It has, you provided an excellent customer service. People loves you. That's what matters. It has nothing to do with money. We're not focusing here about money, but that's why we're using the AI is because to increase sales that's part of it, but it's not about money all the time.
I think it's been a good conversation. It's obviously, I think there's a lot of debate in the industry. Phil says emotion is 90% of sales logic. Sales logic is 10%. Yeah, I think people. It's like I forget the terminology, but it's like people get to the decision with logic, but they make the decision with emotion. I think that's the quote.
People don't buy things; they buy people.
John Clarkson, he's vocal, man. He's saying it's all money because if I send my guy in and the CA is already sold the homeowner everything, yeah, I'm fair enough. I get it. No, John, I think that what Helmi is saying is the KPI on a preventative maintenance has nothing to do with money generated. It has to do with did you hit all the key points? I don't necessarily know. And by the way, you can also customize it. So you can customize your RILA. You can say, like, if you have a company, you could say, did you ask for a review? Did you make sure, do they have any additional problems? Did you clean the condenser outside? Whatever.
I think John has a leadership issue with wherever he is, right? Because one thing he just said,
owns the company. John,
he just said duct cleaning a steam humidifier media filter, right? Like the person who's receiving the report from the AI there should know, hey, this unit was installed a year ago by us. We're there to replace a media filter and a steam humidifier. So they shouldn't expect all the points to be hit because you've already done that, right? And if there's good leadership in place, they're not going to then end up holding that tech accountable for not doing their job when they went there and they did their job. They checked, they looked, we're good. None of the stuff we installed is broken. And you've done what you're supposed to do. Cool. Right? Like if there's good leadership in place, that's not going to be an issue that didn't hit every point that's highlighted there. Those points are highlighted for the older systems. And again, that becomes a leadership issue. So if they're not paying attention, then that's the problem. And that's why you're having an issue.
Yeah, you don't need to hit a home run every time.
Yeah, singles and doubles are fine. By the way, and I have to because every episode asks the same question. So Helmi, what is one customer experience that you have had that shapes you, that lives with you, that no matter where you go, you remember it and it lives with you? I've had a lot of really good ones of these recently.
Customer experience that shaped me.
Yeah, it could be an employee. It could be an employee experience, but I prefer to be a customer experience. What's one customer experience you've had where you're like, man, and you remember it for always?
It was that lady that let you do those things.
No.
Just getting over being sick.
I honestly, I know it's hard to believe, and I believe you guys know me for so many years. I really don't ever think about money. I always think about taking care of the customer, and the best thing is when I get a kiss, and I'm not joking. When literally I get a kiss, all right, and I don't know, man. I honestly, Everett, I never thought about closing the sale. All right. I just go there, or I teach my guys to go there and treat everybody like you're treating your grandmother. All right. And it's just happened. All right. I always tell people, listen, let's think about you. You know, you're in Jersey and you're gonna go visit your mother or your grandmother in South Carolina, and you're there for one day, and you are a heating and air conditioning guy or a plumber or an electrician, and she would say, you know, please take, do a tune-up for my machine, all right, or clean up my furnace or air conditioning or whatever, plumbing, electric. Are you gonna skip steps? You're not. Are you not gonna tell grandma I'm gonna put UV light, or you just say no, it's not worth it for grandma? All right. Are you gonna you just do the right thing every single time? Don't ever think about money. I remember Lauren one time, she's told me this, will never forget this. She says this customer calls multiple times looking for you and you never called her back. And I thought you love your people and to returning her call. All right. And I'm like, she got into my nerves, and I just went there, visited her. I told her, I'm going to go there. I'm going to get a kiss. I promise you that. All right. And my phone, I take a picture of it, and or her lips into my cheek, right? Taking a picture and send it. I feel bad when I disappoint the customer. That's about it. Is there an experience that stick into my head a lot? No.
I've had two people give unspecifics, two that have given unspecifics with this, and both of those people are on this podcast right now. So as two people,
that's why we get along. That's why we get along. Helmi.
Something guest that I've asked that question to, and you're the only two that have not had a specific answer. It's good. I like the kiss though. It's good. The thing that lives with you is when you get a kiss. I'm wondering, Helmi, how many kisses have you gotten?
I just love the people, man. I love to help people. That's what I want to do. I just want to help people. We work together. Yeah, I always like to take care of my people. My people is my customer, my employees, and and the company, everybody around. I just love to help people.
Yeah.
Helmi, Ever and I got a buddy who lives in Atlanta in the industry, and because you just talked about taking the picture of that customer giving you a kiss.
Yeah.
He takes a selfie with almost every single sale. He just boom, right? Billy.
Yeah.
Every single sale he takes a selfie with this customer.
And then he puts hip hop music to it when he posts it on his story.
Yep. I guarantee it has the highest closing rate, and he has the highest average.
Oh yeah.
Well, I don't know.
My best line he's ever said, and we're gonna wind down here. We've been on here for a while. Best line he ever said. He was sitting with a customer. It was a lead, whatever it was. They didn't have air conditioning for however long, and he was like, he sat with them, and they were like hemming and hawing, and they were older, and he was like, they didn't have air conditioning. It was Atlanta. It's so hot, and he's like, ma'am, do you not deserve? Don't you deserve to come home and actually be comfortable? Seriously. Like, whether you buy it from me, buy it from somebody else, don't you deserve it? Like, you're going to come home like this for another 10 years? And they bought. And it was like, I love that line. It was great. Like, don't you deserve it? Don't you deserve it? Yeah. It made sense to them. And they loved him. And they took pictures and everything. I think they went out and partied on the town. They
bought from him because they loved him. Because he was ethical. Because he really cared.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, he really cared. As long as you care about people, it's contagious. They will buy from you.
Yeah. Helmi, what's next on your in your journey? What's the next big thing here?
My next big thing is I'm building $1 million a day company by 2029.
That's a lot.
You're gonna do $365 million.
I'm going to do $365 million by December 31st, 2029, and guarantee you there is no doubt in my mind.
Does that include when you sell to a private equity firm?
No, just organic and organic growth and acquisitions. Yeah.
Well, I hope you get there. I'm glad that you've gotten as far as you have.
So quickly, Everett, and if you have one, I'd like you to share it.
What's that?
But like one of my favorite Helmi moments.
Yeah.
What is it?
he was telling us. I remember when we were sitting in training that we used to have over at SP, and he's like, "So, brother, listen. I was in this house, and these people. I go through everything. It's great. They love it. I don't know what's happening, and then these people, they fucking say to me, I got to think about it, and I say, fucking fine, whatever. You've got to think about it. I'll tell you what. Go put on a pot of coffee. I want coffee. Make me some coffee. You talk, and then we'll decide."
Yeah, but I can see. I can totally see that too. Go. I'll wait here.
Go.
Yeah,
Go make a pot of coffee.
I'll be right
Think about
here
it.
while you think about it. Let's think together.
We gotta
Told these
visit it.
people in their house to make him coffee. Go.
I do remember that
Savage.
now.
Life is short,
Savage.
man.
I
Life
do
is short.
remember
You gotta do good.
Life is short.
You sent me to this guy once, like, and
I did.
you handed me the guy's name, and he's like, he got this flyer. Go. It was like all
Another
the-
relative.
It was like, yeah, he's like, he's my cousin or whatever. He wasn't, and he like go to this house, and it was like in Jersey City somewhere, and it was like, I was like, where am I going? I go up there, and the guy was like super nice and everything else, and like, you know, he was like a businessman, and he was like, come look at my office, and come look at this, and come look at that, and I'm like, I mean, I don't think the guy bought a thing, but he was like, go look at everything. Like, okay. It was 4 calls in one, Helmi.
Hey, I got Everett. Nobody better than Everett, man.
We did well. We did really well.
We did.
Those were two of the best years sales wise I ever had. You start fast forwarding like how much the systems were then and how much they are now of what the revenue would be on those. I mean,
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was like it'd be like $5-6 million. Yeah, crazy.
At least, at least.
Yeah.
Because Everett, because you got the good personality, right? Because people loves you.
That's part of it. Part of it. It's not all of it. It's also grit and determination and finding solutions and getting on the right side and following up with people and all those actionary things that nobody ever talks about. Everybody always talks about,
you are a one-man close.
You got the gift of gab. You got the gift of gab. You got this, you got that. It's also like checking all the boxes for somebody to make a decision for them. So like, it's so easy to say like, oh, you have a great personality, but it's much harder to be like, hey, you know, getting them to like you and getting them to give you a check are two very fucking different things. So very different things. Yeah. But I enjoyed it.
Yeah, that was fun. We had a really couple of good years together. Yep.
It was good. It was a lot of fun.
Good. Yeah. I
Now
wish you were here in Jersey.
What's that?
I wish if you are here in Jersey.
Hey, listen, this man, Helmi Ben Flah, is the only motherfucker that came out for my 1-year anniversary. He met me and the wife out at the bar. He is the only human being that showed up that day. Thank you, homie.
Just do the right thing every day, Everett and Johnny. Every day.
I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna. Helmi, do you have anything you want to say?
Well, he went to PE.
Well, he went to PE, then left.
Physical education?
Yeah, phys ed class. Helmi, so first of all, tell people where they can find you. Tell people where they can find you. And you're hiring, right? You're hiring in down the shore, right? Or Central Jersey, right?
Yeah, so we our office is in Manasquan near Point Pleasant Beach. We service almost the entire state of New Jersey and Staten Island, New York. My cell, feel free to call me, anybody, 732-984-3831. My email is Helmi, that's HELMI, @guaranteedservice.com. Any questions, I'm here to help. Honestly, there is nothing better to do than helping people.
How's the 401k?
Guaranteedservice.com. Helmi at guaranteedservice.com. Go ahead and give him a call. Give him an email if you want to. He's hiring technicians, sales reps, installers, right? You need plumbers too? You need
Everything.
plumbers?
Electrician, HVAC guys.
You need a
as
general
long
manager.
Listen, we don't really look at the technical skills either. We teach the technical skills. We just look at personality.
It's good if somebody knows what they're doing, though. It's good if they have both.
You looking for a GM by any chance? No. Okay.
He's got a GM.
You're welcome anytime, brother.
Michael McCoy says, Helmi, are you hiring sales reps? I could be a Guido in New Jersey. No, you could not be a Guido. Well, Top Gun, I think you could be a Guido. I think he could.
I don't know this guy, but what does he know about Guidos in New Jersey?
He worked for me, so he knows a little bit about New Jersey. I want to leave.
You're not a Guido.
Is he from Texas?
Yeah, he lives. Yeah, he's one of the best hires I ever made. He's actually one of the best reps I ever hired.
Dallas?
Yeah, he's incredible. He's a great guy.
I love Dallas. Dallas is my favorite city, man. I love Dallas.
I love Dallas too. That's why I live here. Let me tell you, I want to leave you guys with a little bit of an anecdote here, and I really appreciate everybody sticking around that did. And I know there's a lot more people that'll listen later or whatever. But if you're listening on audio, here's a little anecdote for you guys. This is called the chicken story. John has his back to us, which is really interesting. He's gonna pour a drink. Back in the day, Helmi and I went out to eat. He went to a Portuguese restaurant.
Johnny
Olagar? I took you there, motherfucker.
No. This was a different restaurant. We went to a restaurant. It was actually Burnett Barbecue on not Stuyvesant Avenue. But anyway, Burnett Barbecue in Union. We ordered, you can order like, half chicken, roasted chicken. It's amazing. They're made. They give you potatoes and they give you all sorts of stuff. And we're sitting there eating it. And he looks down, and in like all seriousness, he's like, it's so funny. He's like, because he's from Tunisia, right? So he came from another country, and he goes, when I was a kid, this, like, I look at this half of chicken here, and he's like, this is you eating one and me eating one. And I remember,
John.
When I was little, my dad would come home, and this is like, he would come home with all this, and this would be a meal for the entire family. And here we are in America, and we're eating this half chicken to ourselves. And I just, that always stuck with me so much, like, for perspective of where you come from and what we can appreciate, really. So thank you for that story.
Thank you. Hey, I grew up poor, man. Yep. My mother come visit sometimes, and we go out to eat, and I get this steak, and she will look at it and be like, what the hell are you eating? All right. We'll feed a family for like a week. Literally, we'll feed a family for a week. Yeah. Yeah. This is, America is the greatest country in the world. Whatever you give it, you get it back. If you work hard and smart, and you always succeed. Yep. I
agree.
Like I said, brother, you are the American dream. Yes. And your perspective is something that is far too often lost in today's society in America. And I appreciate you for putting that out there.
America is great, and always going to be great, man. I'm a proud, humble American. I love this country. I love the people around it, and whatever it takes to help, I'm here. Yep. My next step in life, maybe I will go join the army or somewhere to serve.
No, they don't want you. They don't want you. You're too fucking old and broken at this point, brother.
You can join the FBI. Helmi, the CIA agent.
No, they don't want him either. He can maybe the IRS writing codes, but that's about it.
Do arms. He could do arms dealing. He could do arms, like covert arms ops, like selling weapons to foreign countries.
Hey, brother, I got this great gun over here.
It's the best gun you've ever seen. Now make me some fucking coffee.
Hey, Everett, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
What does a baby computer call its father?
I don't know, John. What does a baby computer call its father?
Data.
Data. And with that, I will say adieu. I will say, everybody, by the way, and I don't know, I'm not going to be doing this very much longer. I'm going to go 2 episodes. I have to make this announcement, guys. So if you're going to just give me a second here. Thursday, John is also going to be hosting. We are doing something that we've never done before. I'm doing a table read. I've had people submit hundreds of stories online of crazy shit that has happened in people's homes. We're going to read them and we're going to comment on them, and it's going to be amazing as a live thing. I'm going to be posting in the groups. So if anybody's around on Thursday night, we're going to be doing this.
I have not read a single story.
No,
so
John
it'll
told me-
all be raw.
John told me he does not want to read any of them. 2, I have on a serious note, later on this month, I have 3 episodes coming up. I have 4 episodes coming up, 4 in a row, 2 per week. It's from the prison to trades. It's from prison to the trades. And it's people who have turned their lives around with HVAC, with plumbing, with I have a landscaper on there who's has a business. Is amazing. These stories are literally amazing. People lost their kids, had to get them back after they got out. I had a bunch of people submit these stories to me. So that's later on. Now, obviously, that's a lot of live stuff. But anyway, so two podcasts, Tuesdays and Thursdays for the next few weeks. And I'll go to 1 podcast again. Helmi, thank you so much for coming on. John, thank you so much for coming on. Thank everybody for hanging around. Really, really appreciate it. And
Helmi, stay.
Peace out.
Thank you guys. Appreciate it. It was fun. Thank you guys. Have a nice